A nice story about the traditional medicine in general and what it could offer in the modern medicine is the story of Professor Yu Tu. Professor Yu Tu was awarded in 2015 with a Nobel Prize for her discovery of artemisinin. She has dug inside the books and she follows some prescriptions, and one of them was eventually one really efficient against the parasites that they call malaria. She has isolated the compounds, she has tested herself, which is, I could never do something like that, and I could not imagine how bravery needs from a person to do this thing, and she discovered the compound called artemisinin from the plant Qinghao. The reality is that we have a lot of drugs coming from plants or other natural sources, and we call it natural compounds. 75% of the modern anti-cancer drugs are coming from natural products, or they are derivatives, or have been designed based on natural products. I'm a member of the Chinese Academy of Science as a PI in the Institute of Plant Physiology and Ecology here in Shanghai. And practically my group would like to address a simple question: how the plants make chemicals with medicinal properties. Behind me, this plant is called barb skullcap. Barb skullcap is the major compound for a traditional Chinese medicine recipe called banzilian. Banzilian right now is used in Chinese hospital as complementary medicine for patients under chemotherapy. The reason is that they have seen that these extracts from this plant reduce the potential of metastatic cancers. So, checking about the chemistry of these extracts, we have found the compound that I saw in the black. It's probably the special compound that they contribute to these anti-cancer activities. And looking more carefully in the plant, we have seen in the leaves that we have those small thorns called trichomes. And we have identified that those compound is produced exclusively in those two small cells. So what we did, me and my group, we collect those cells and we extracted all the genetic information through DNA sequencing. And our next step is to transfer the machinery from the plant, all this biochemical information, and to put it in yeast. So we clone the genes that they are responsible for the synthesis of those compounds in the plant into yeast, and just take the yeast, giving water and sugar, we could brew it and could produce the chemicals that we want. And we could accelerate all the procedure and the cost. So to this point, I would like to tell you that our target is practically to transform the traditional Chinese medicine in the modern era of synthetic biology. And I have told you so many examples and some numbers about the new drugs that are used in modern medicine as they're coming from natural sources. However, it's a really small number that they have been developed based on traditional Chinese medicine. And the reason is that we didn't really study. So we have the potential now and the tools to discover more drugs the next 20, 30 years based on the traditional Chinese medicine and find therapies for diseases that we hardly understand or hardly we could cure.